Okay, back with part 2 of the video here. I ran out of space on my iPad, so we'll just make a part 2. Invicta, Noma 5, Noma 3, both awesome watches. Similar in size. The Noma 5 is going to be a little bit thicker. I believe this is 22 versus a 19, roughly. Pushers are different, bands different. Basically, it's a completely different watch. Both really sweet watches. I like all the Nomas. I want to pick up a Noma 4. Hopefully they come out with a Noma 6 because I'm going to get that. And the only one I don't care for too much is a Noma 1, and not because it's not beautiful. It really is. It's just kind of a smaller watch, and it's in the 47mm range. I'm just too desensitized for that right now. Alright, so those are the Nomas. I'm going to go ahead and put those back, and let me bust out here the Hydromax. Alright, this is just a chunk, and I know you've probably seen my other videos. Hydromax, 52 millimeters, 4 millimeters of the crystal, 3,000 meter, 3,300 feet water resistance, hydrogen release valve, of course, and a ratchet strap, which is kind of cool. Kind of see that, kind of get a little bit of quick adjustment there if you want to. 29 millimeters thick overall. So just to put it in comparison here, compared to a Venom, which is a massive chunk of a watch. Check that out. Now I know by this video, some of you are going to say, well, the Venom looks thicker, and it kind of does a little bit based on the video, just because in the Venom, you have 22 millimeters of thickness, but remember, you have 22 millimeters of just metal, whereas this, you have 4 millimeters extra on the, this is actually 25 millimeters on the case and bezel, and thickness, also with the back of the watch, and then you have 4 millimeters up here. So naturally, you don't have 29 millimeters of solid stainless steel. So it kind of takes on a look in this video that doesn't really look as thick, but when you put it on your wrist, it is just a massive chunk of a watch, and heavy. Let me tell you, heavy. I'm not saying I like it more than the Venom. I like them just as much, but this is definitely one you want in your collection. I'm telling you. At the price point, you're looking at like $600 for a Venom, depending on when you get them, what time of year you get them. This sucker you can get right now on eBay, about $300. You're going to see prices range quite a bit, but I mean, here's another shot there. I mean, this is kind of a good shot right here. You can really see how chunky that Hydromax is. That's a pretty good shot. Okay, so I'm going to put the Venom back now, and I'm going to put the Hydromax back. And now we're going to jump into some of this non-Invicta. Now, I'm pretty sure I already went into the Zeus bolt in my other video. But let me go ahead and grab something here so I can pop this band off. And I'm just going to throw this on there too here. This is the one I just got here. The Zeus bolt. Alright. Check out that cabling system. Really interesting band. I watched a video where they said that this band, I believe when it's fully, without removing any links, is over 50 pieces of different parts. I mean, there's more pieces in this watch than I think any of the ones they make. Beautiful. They make it in so many different colors too. Alright, let me show you side by side with the Hydromax. Pretty cool. Alright, let me throw the Zeus back in the box here. Bear with me for a second, because I'm going to go back to the box once I'm done with the video. Now we're going to go into a couple watches that are not Invictas, but I think they're really great watches. This next one is made by Android. This one is the Android Silverjet, I believe. This is a really unique watch. The band I thought on this thing was just fantastic, and you can get this watch for like $130. All solid stainless steel. They make it in like 5 or 6 different color faces. I went with the black. They make like a blue, a lime green. Get the crown protector right here. Doesn't cover the crown, but it's your basic single time zone. Excuse me. 50 millimeter case, I believe, by 20 millimeters thick. I mean, this is a great watch. This is a chunk of a watch too. Now, you look for an inexpensive watch, and you're not really sure about the Android. I don't like all the Androids, but this one I definitely like. This came with a 3-slot watch box too. All right, we're just gonna compare it to the Venom, so you get an idea of what they look like. See, still a pretty big watch. I mean, very similar in size. Not as big, but you definitely got some thickness to it. Beautiful, nice looking band. All right, so kind of gonna move along here so I don't run out of space. Next one here. Another favorite in my collection is the Diesel SBA 3-bar. This is a chunk of a watch right here. Now again, it's not super thick. Let me compare it to the Venom. Okay, Venom's quite a bit thicker. Okay, but if you look at the size, much bigger than the Venom. I believe this is like 63 or 65. Venom's 52. Massive watch, just massive. And pretty heavy too. Nowhere near as heavy as Venom. This weighs about 8 ounces. Venom pushing 16 if you have the band completely completely unsized. I mean, that's a pound. I mean, come on now. Crazy. Nice looking band though. They make this in a lot of different colors, but the diesel ones, I mean, for what you pay for these, I mean, you know, you're going to pay probably about $250 to $300, and you start to get into what you can get a Venom for. But if you want something with a huge diameter, the diesel is a really nice watch. That always gets looks no matter where I go. And then we're going to go into 2 other watches, in 2 of my favorite ones. Now I have a lot more watches. I'll post more videos, but these are the ones I'm showing you are the Invictas. These are some of my favorites. These are some Jacob & Company watches. Replica Jacob & Companies. This is back in 2004 when you could actually get the old school triple iced style. And the new ones you get, if you're looking for a Jacob watch, you can't get them with the triple ice. Now they're thin. You only get like 2 rows of ice. It's totally different. And you can't get the double ice bezel anymore too. This is missing a few stones, but remember, this is a 10-year watch. This is one that I put together. I ordered 2 different watches, 2 different bands, and I separated the links and did a rose tone and silver combination. Again, nowhere near the quality of Invicta, but remember, this is a replica. These are 47 millimeters, and you can't go wrong with a fully blinged out, iced out watch. This baby gets noticed. But, you know, I mean, if you look at the real deal, you're looking at, you know, $100,000, and nobody believes it's real anyway. But, you know what? I like them. They're really nice looking. Some people still love the Jacobs, you know. I mean, now if you want to go get the new, like the brand new one, or not the brand new, you know, fully iced out, all these, I mean, you're looking at thousands of dollars. But, you know, for the replicas, back when these came out, nobody, in my opinion, when it comes to big watches, Jacob & Company revolutionized it, because you could not find watches in a 47 millimeter that had this kind of look. And not necessarily with the ice, like I have other ones that aren't iced out. But 47 millimeters was huge. And I know, like Shop NBC, they say that, you know, Invicta was one who really revolutionized the watches with these big chunky watches, but that's just not true. Although the Invicta quality, I mean, I've sold a lot of my Jacobs off and some of the other like Breitlings that I had just because I like the Invicta so much. I mean, they're just well made, and you can feel it just by picking these up, just side by side. There is no comparison. But you know, the Fugazi looks nice. I mean, that's iced out. If you're looking for that looking, I mean, sometimes I rock it, but I'm always rocking the Invictas from now on. Really, there's a few more I want to get in my collection. There's an iForest that's gonna be next. There's a here, you don't want to look at this. Let's go back to the watches. There you go. Damn nice. Just beautiful. I mean, come on now. Look at that Hydromax. And the Noma. Oh my goodness. Whoops, sorry. Look at the Noma. Try to get a little side shot here of them. You can kind of see the thickness again. Look at that Hydromax. And see, look at the Android. Oh, just fantastic watches. So the Sea Hunter is another one I want to pick up. That's a big one. The next 2 are some of the Invicta's biggest diameter watches. Not necessarily in case thickness. They're about 22 millimeters, which is kind of standard for Invicta. But the other ones, the Sea Hunter. Let me go ahead and throw this one on. I know you want to see this on my wrist. The Sea Hunter. That one's 56 millimeter, I believe. And then you got the Arsenal, and that's another huge one, I believe. 60 something as well. So they're the big diameter ones. Depth is not going to be any bigger than anything else, but you know, just a big chunky watch. And there's so many cool colors. So there you go. Look at that bad boy. Not bad if I do say so myself. That's a nice looking watch. A little two-tone. I'm gonna go throw on the Venom, and you know, I'm kind of duplicating a lot of what's already on some of my videos there, but it doesn't hurt to check them out again. You know, let me show you. I didn't really compare these two. Got a little Coalition Forces here, and the Noma 3. Check out the the thickness. This is, like I said, this is a great watch. You want to wear something where you're not too concerned with banging it up a little bit. This one's gonna really hold up because you don't have a lot of polishing on it. You got all that knurling you can see right there, all along the bezel on this, on the band lugs. This one does have a quick change band system too, so if you want something you can really change out bands easily to like the poly band or whatever, This is the one. So this one I would recommend for somebody who's like going to use it as kind of like a workhorse. You know, not really too concerned with, you know it's going to get scratched, but you don't want to scratch it purposely. You're going to try to be careful, but like the Nomas, I mean, you got a lot of polishing there, on the sides and the inside of the band. You're going to notice that a lot more than say on the Coalition. So let me jump back over here, compare the Noma 5 with the Coalition. I'm sorry if these pictures, I'm trying to show you the best angles here with recording this myself. I'm just using an iPad. So, man, look at that Noma. Man, that's beautiful. I'm going to put the Coalition back here. Bust out the Venom. Venom 2. You can't go wrong with the Venom 2. They make this one in a blue colored bezel too, which is pretty sweet. The Venom. Oh, man. Alright, let me put the Noma back. And let me go, let's see here. Let's pull out the Zeus. Zeus is so popular, so is the Venom. Let's do a little side-by-side with these two. There you go. Get an idea what they look like side-by-side. Like I said, both chunky watches. Put this down. Get a little side shot. Oh, look at that bezel. You can see some of the little scratches here. Not sure how I did that. Kind of made me a little upset, but that's alright. It's going to happen. Beautiful. I got to see. Let me put on this Venom here because this Venom is just outrageous. I mean, I thought the original Venom was just beautiful, but this Venom 2, I mean, they just really made that bezel so aggressive. And they make this one in all silver. They make it in the yellow. I really like the yellow. Look at that. Just chiseled. Alright, go back here. Alright, well, I've showed off some of these watches here. I hope, my video helps you to, maybe make a decision if you're hemming and hawing about which one to purchase first. The only thing I can guarantee is that you will like the watches. Now, unless you don't like a heavy watch, if you are not the kind of person who likes a heavy watch, you might have a problem with the Invictas. And I can tell you right now, if you're thinking about getting one for the first time and you're like, which one should I get? If you're not used to wearing a heavy watch, I would probably recommend doing something like the Noma 3. I mean, that's still thick, it's still a heavy watch, but if you go jumping right into like a Venom, where you're wearing, 13 ounces to 16 ounces on your wrist, you may not like that. Hydromax, very heavy, very thick. So, now me, I'm used to wearing big watches, and bigger the better, for me, personally, okay? I like the way that looks. I like the way I feel when I wear a gigantic watch. But some people, they get it home. I've read reviews of some people, they get them home and they put them back in the box and return them because they're just so big and heavy. And, to each their own. It's not for everybody, but it sure as hell is for me. So if you do have any questions or you want to maybe see something that I didn't show you side by side, or I don't know, maybe know a little bit more about these watches, don't hesitate to drop me a message. I'm really passionate about watches, and I'm super passionate, obviously, if I haven't made it clear enough about Invictas. So if I can help you in any way to make a purchase or possibly sell you one, I do get some really good deals from time to time, and I can make you a fair price. By all means, let me know. All right, thanks again for watching. Have a good one.